All right. So what I wanted to touch on right now is we recently did a string of Walmarts. Okay. And on the string of Walmarts that we recently did, we went from one, two, three, four, five, six to six Walmarts within a say within a 9-month period, right? Now we went from doing only interior to also doing interior and exterior. Now let me play this out for you how we did this. The first one we got was by luck. Okay. A friend was high up at another company that actually invited us to do a Walmart. And that's how our this new partnership that I'm in started. So a friend came to us and says, hey, can you guys get together? I need help. I'm behind. I need you guys. I'm going to give you this Walmart. Send a bid in. As long as your bid is good, you're going to get the Walmart. But I'll also let you know if you need to come up or down by percentages, right? It's like, okay. Now, at that time, I was only focused on my school. I just got out of a large partnership that did not end so well, right? So I was really just looking for the right type of partnership that I could get in that's real. We got real work coming in, and the right partners as well, because that's big in these partnerships. So this one came around. I decided to jump into it. We got the project. By the way, we probably made about 50% on that job, which was good. And it was our first one, so it was a lot of work up front. A lot of work up front. We had to do a lot of hands-on up front because, as you guys know nowadays, everybody's super busy. So we were scraping the bottom of the barrel to find good workers. In the meantime, while we was finding these good workers, we also had to do work ourselves, and also to make the payroll as well. We had to do work ourselves too. So we had a kind of dual combination issue. One, not finding great guys, but when we did find one or two great guys, we could work them, but we almost can only hope those two guys work because we couldn't employ anyone else on payroll because we were getting as not much funding as we can during the beginning phases of this new partnership. Because remember, as you start these commercial projects, the payout on those are 30 days. Now, 30 days is truly 45 to 60 days, as we all know, working in the commercial industry as a construction entrepreneur. And I broke that payout in another video, so check out my channel there on YouTube. So we land the first one, and then now, mind you, we're doing metal stud framing, we're doing drywall, we're doing taping, level 5 taping, level 5 finish, and we're doing door installation, door frames. I think it was 3-point knockdown doors. If I'm wrong with that, you guys can leave that in the comments. More of a concrete and asphalt guy, a little bit of experience on the interior works and everything. Oh, by the way, excuse my mess in the background. My oven doesn't belong there. We're doing some remodeling here. So anyway, we have some door frames, and I think that was it. Oh, we had some interior bollards, right, where we put some interior bollards near some interior doors leading into the back warehouse, and that's all we had. And the work was pretty steady. It started off pretty steady, and it continued to be pretty steady. So we were happy with that. I mean, we had a few little breaks here and there, but I would say one of the main issues that we ran into when we first did this project is that it consumed us. It was all night work. So, the work that we had to do during the day was compromised because we were so tired. So it was kind of hard to bid on more work while you were working at night and working long hours and trying to stay up during the day. So those days we were up 2 and 3 days. It was just crazy, but it was great. Learned a lot, things like that. So anyway, so once we kind of got this one down, I actually found out why the company that we originally got the first contract with, why did they have that Walmart? And that's what you want to do. When someone has a chain or a franchise, you want to find out how did that GC get that work, okay? And not so, it doesn't have to be because you want to take the place of that GC, because that's not what we wanted to. That's not what I wanted to do. That's not what my partners wanted to do. We wanted to just get other Walmarts. We knew that that company was giving us the work. There was no way they can do every Walmart in California, right? And even though they were doing Walmarts not only in California, they were doing it in Oregon, and Nevada, and Hawaii, and these different other places, but they were not a mega construction company, like the Turners, the Skanskas, to where they have a footprint in all these areas that Walmart's at. So I dug into it a little bit and realized that there's actually an approved vendor list for general contractors. So Walmart has an approved list, just like probably any other major chain has an approved GC list. Well, the trouble is finding that list. Another trouble is finding how to get on that list, whether as a GC or a subcontractor, right? But there's always a list. How do you get on it? That's the trouble. So anyway, so what we did, instead of me focusing how to get on that list, because I know we were not prepared operation standpoint, nor on the financially on the business standpoint to become a GC or to become a well-known subcontractor for them. But at the same time, you got to jump in with both feet. So I reached out, I found out some other vendors. Actually, I was actually on the AGC plan room, and I saw another Walmart pop up for bid, and they were looking for subcontractors. And the contractor there that was looking for was actually in Escondido. The other one we know that we did the first Walmart for was in LA. So the one in Escondido had 2 Walmarts that they were bidding on there. So what I did is I actually contacted that company, asked to speak to the estimating department because I didn't really have a name. And I was referred to a guy by the name of Michael. Well, I reached Michael and told Michael I was bidding on it. I was going to turn the bid, just make contact brief. You don't want to take up too much time with these estimators because they're pretty busy, or they should be pretty busy. So I kept it short, just let them know who I was. And then I'll send you over that bid as soon as possible. Send me anything else you may need some numbers on, okay? All right, thanks, Tyrone. Get off the phone. Well, we do our numbers, send it over to them. I hear nothing. Well, what I did is a week later, I sent him an email asking for a sit down. Say, hey, I think we are a premier subcontractor for Walmart. I considered us a premier. We was not titled that by Walmart in no shape or form. But I say, hey, we're a premier subcontractor for Walmart. We're very familiar with it. I would love to sit down to talk with you. We have some ideas where we can actually lock in some rates. Kind of the idea I had was a MSA, like kind of a master agreement to where we can submit rates on that master agreement, and he does not have to consult with us at all to get us to do things. Just makes it a little bit easier. Kind of like when I had a contract for SoCal Gas or SDG&E or Edison, everything was established as far as our unit rates. And that's what I wanted to sort of set up with him. And come to find out is that when I sent him that email, and then I called him because I didn't get, he's actually, you know what? Actually, he did respond. I didn't call him. He responded. He says, no, we can't do a sit down. How about we do a phone conference? I have time available for a phone conference, but he didn't give me a time slot. Well, he started sending me a few emails back to back, like one or two. He was like, "Oh no, we need to sit down and meet." That's what he sends me an email saying no, and he sends me another one quickly saying, "You know what? We need to sit down and meet, Tyrone. We need to sit down and meet as soon as possible. How is next?" I think that was like Thursday. He was like, "How is Monday? How is Friday?" I think he said Friday or Monday. I think he said Monday. He said, "How is Monday?" And it was Thursday, and I had prior engagements Monday, a few jobs we had to do, and then I was like, "Hey, let's do it Wednesday," because I think we were going to be working that night job, still working at that first Walmart. And I'll say, "Hey, let's do it Wednesday." So it was going to be Wednesday morning. That dude, he didn't even respond. He actually called me, got on the phone, gave me a call. "Hey, Tyrone, we need to meet." He says, "I was looking at your numbers, and come to find out that when I sent him that email, that made him relook at our bid. Originally, when he looked at our bid, of course, when you got 10 bids, 5 bids coming in, any of you that have done major bidding before, you really look at the bottom number. If that bottom number is in the range of where it needs to be, then you kind of look at what scope they have there. And that's your process of elimination, really. Sometimes if it's detailed scope, you want to look at the scope and then the price. Mainly, if you're familiar with the work that you're doing, look at the price, and then you look at the scope of work to make sure that all makes sense. And if it's a winner, then you go ahead and put it in the winner pile. If the price is out of range, then you go ahead and put it in the loser pile and don't even acknowledge it. Well, that's what we went to the loser pile because our number was higher than any other sub number that was coming in. Well, when I sent him that email, that made him relook at our bid. When he relooked at our bid, the reason why he responded quickly to me, saying that we need to meet ASAP, is because he looked at our scope of work. And he realized that our scope of work came from experience. The other subcontractor scope of work only came from what was listed in the advertisement on AGC Plan Room, where I originally seen it. So they were only listing that. We actually was listing everything else that we know that the GCs needed help with because our prior experience, our current experience with the first one that we were currently doing. So once he seen that, he was like, "Whoa, these guys know what they're doing. Let's get them on board." Call me. He's like, "Hey, let's meet." No, hey, boom, Wednesday was set up as a meeting. Got my other partner involved. We actually went down there to San Diego and sat down, chatted with him. I didn't get to sell the unit rates, the crew unit rates to him, but we actually got, I want to say, 3 other Walmarts out of that meeting, right? Oh, and 2 other jobs too, 2 vanilla jobs too. Vanilla jobs is where, let's say it was like a Verizon that moved out a suite and we had to turn it all white. So we got a few of those from them too as well, which was pretty interesting. So once we linked in there and I got that sit down with them and we start explaining everything that we're doing, what we're familiar with, the type of program we knew they were on as a general contractor to Walmart, the billing process, the insurance. We talked about safety, dealing with in the store, out of the store, cleanup, compliance issues. We just covered everything. They were impressed. Now, mind you, we were only meeting with the estimator. Now, here's a nugget for this one here. Most times with most industries, right? Now, this was more so dealing with all industries. This was more so let's say, turnkey, right? Now, on my other projects, it's mainly, as you guys know, my experience is dealing with concrete and asphalt. Mainly when you're doing concrete and asphalt, there's only 1 or 2 items that you're dealing with, and you basically know what's going on with everything that's happening there. With this one here, um, we knew everything that was going on, so did they. So once he knew where his price for us need to be at, we automatically got the job. So it went from also too with these different industries, what you usually get when you got, let's say, concrete and asphalt. Usually when the estimator locks you in, especially on definitely on public works because they have to use you. But I'm talking about on the commercial side. When you're dealing with an estimator, they plug you in, your name automatically transferred over to the project manager that's going to be over that project, right? Or the general superintendent, however the company is set up, or the project engineer, whoever gets the project and then, you know, shifts that project down their pipeline to whoever's their bottom line. Now, most times when an estimator plugs you in and he uses your number, you're guaranteed to be in. Okay. Well, not so much with this company here. Okay. Now, you can consider it's almost like the estimator uses your number to get the job, but the project manager can choose someone else to do the job as long as they come under the number that was plugged in. So this was a two-part relationship that we had to do. The estimating department was separate from the operations department, right? So the job went from the estimator, transferred, left his hands and went to the project manager. Project manager then decided what subcontractors he wanted to use for that particular project, and then that project manager gave it to the superintendents. Okay. So once we found out that, I thought I was in when I had the link with the estimator. I was like, oh wow, we're in. It's good, man. Hey, we got 3 projects. Well, we actually didn't have those projects because now I had to go from meeting the estimator, giving my bids, a lot of work doing numbers, then had to find out there's another process with actually getting approved to do the job with the project manager. Excuse me. Once I found that out, then we actually got other jobs that we didn't even bid on, right? We landed, you know, several other jobs we didn't even bid on. We just had to come up with a number. And this is where relationship now comes into play. Now we develop a relationship with the estimator, linked us up with the project manager, and then I linked us up with superintendents. Now, superintendents more on the ground level. They really don't decide any monies, but they will be your advocate to voice for you with the project manager because they're dealing with your company or your employees or you one-on-one, depending on the size of your company. So you want to look good with those superintendents. Now, if they're dumb as shit, then they're just dumb as shit, and they need to know they're dumb as shit. And I had a few of them where I had to let them know, no, we're not doing that shit. So anyway, you do a good job, communicate with them, and keep communication up. They pass on good kudos to the project manager. The project manager makes sure he gets you on all these other projects. That's how we went from one Walmart to, let's see, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We did 7, 8. I'm gonna name out the cities. We did, oh my gosh, what was it? We did Chino. We did Duarte. We did Oceanside, 2 in Oceanside. We did San Diego and Chula Vista. This is Chula Vista. We did San Jacinto. We did Santa Maria. We did Madera. We did Porterville. So that's 9. Porterville. Oh, we did San Marcos. It's 10. Oh, and then we did, wow, we did a lot more than I remember. And we did National City. So 11 Walmarts. Went from 1 to 11 by me reaching out to the estimator, send them an email. making sure he got it and coming up with ideas and just reaching out. And it went from doing 1 to 11. And now that I'll share some numbers with you. The interior numbers went no higher than 60, went no lower than 30. They were little small jobs, but after the first one, the second one, they have this pre-con meeting, like every large job should have, right? They have pre-con meeting. At this pre-con meeting, we found out that a few other subcontractors kind of dropped the ball on them. And then they one of the higher ups there that I was talking with knew my ex-partner. My ex-partner is a pretty big wig in San Diego. We're doing the where I had the contract with SDG&E and SoCal Gas. Well, he knew my partner. He did racing, off-road racing, my partner. So he knew him. So automatically that jumped us into being qualified to do the off-site work. Well, yeah, the civil work, the parking lot, all the concrete, the asphalt, and everything like that outside of the store. And on that second store, that's when we jumped into that. And those numbers, every time I did a bid on those numbers, like my first one was, my first one was like 55. Actually, it ended up at 95, but the initial bid was 55. It ended at 95 with the extras, which I don't want to do extras with Walmart. They lock you in for a lower rate, which is fine. If it happens, it happens. You're not going to make a whole lot of money from extras. But anyway, so it wound up being 95. My next one was 125. My highest one was 233,000, and we profit 70,000 on that job. So what, a little over 30%? Is that 30? 34%, something like that. So it was really good. So the profitable sections of doing these Walmarts was the off-site civil work. This whole story is about how we went from one Walmart to 11 Walmarts. I originally thought it was 6, but I started naming the cities. Went to 11 just by a simple email. Okay. Oh, and then once I forgot to add this nugget in here. Once I went from that company in San Diego, I actually found 2 other companies in Northern California. And one I did two Walmarts for out of that 11. I did 2 of them for them. And then the other one, we was going to do a Walmart in Gardena, but it got pushed off. So as I start reaching out, I sent emails to all of them, and the third general contractor, approved general contractor for Walmart. I got in with them because they actually wanted to do a project that was close to home, and I called them the day of the bid, about 3 hours before, and they had no numbers in, and the estimator literally was like, "Give me the number." I was like, "Let me finish it." He was like, "I need it now." And I literally gave him numbers over the phone. Didn't even give him a contract, didn't even send him a proposal. I literally pulled up my estimating system. Some of you guys have my estimating system, which is awesome. And it allowed me to pull up my numbers, add a few things to it, and spit out what each section was dealing with and the cost of each one. And I think I had a peg ramp in there, had some bollards in front. I had some ADA sidewalk that was brick that I had to pull up and then regrade and then lay back down. I also had some grinding cap in the parking lot, small area grinding cap in the parking lot, 2,200 square feet. It was a small one. But because I looked out for him on that, and I linked up with the project manager after that, my gosh, he just gave me project after project, and it was a good thing. So what you need to take away from here is this: once you get linked up with a job, find out who you need to get in contact with and touch bases with everyone. The estimator, the project manager, project engineer, the superintendent, touch bases with them. Once you land a job, go to the job site. Even if you have workers, go to the job site, meet the superintendents, meet the project manager, ask to take them out to coffee, donuts, bring something there, develop the relationship. Always, always. If you're a good contractor, you communicate well, you will land more work from one job. And if it's a reputable contractor that has a lot of work, they will plug you in. They'll just continue to let you roll. Okay? You have to remember that. That's all I have. I'll end with that. Remember, hustle, then hustle harder. Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. Check out the rest of the videos, subscribe, like. Remember to like the videos, leave a comment if you have questions, especially if you're starting out or if you've been doing it for a while and you really haven't found any traction. We have a construction entrepreneur university that you can join and see how-to videos on how to get things done, how to bid, how to estimate, how to look for jobs, knowing about your overhead and profit, just these fundamental things that you need to know as a construction entrepreneur starting out in the game. So appreciate your attention. Thank you. I'm trying to produce more in between my busy schedule of bidding and job site viewing and the school and all these other things I have going on here. Feed me with the comments, feed me with the likes. Let me see what you guys think. See you on the next one. Okay. Thank you so much. And I'm out.